We're almost upon day 50, so let's see how the server's doing. Let's see how I'm doing. Let's talk about how the economy has changed over time. Take a look at the builds, see why we are where we are, and the general state of the server that has passed the 50-day mark. This season of DadSpeed is following a similar progression as other seasons, and I've seen other servers go like this as well. The first few days, people are just eking out a living and getting themselves settled. Right on the heels of that, or really even at the same time, it feels like a push for progression, to get ahead, to be the first out of the gate with a product. Even on a long-term casual server like DadSpeed, we're gamers, so you can't really help but want to push for maximum skill points and get ahead of the progress of other players. I've never really understood this on DadSpeed, as there's always opportunities made for new players, and the ability to make money for anyone is fairly continuous. But it happens, it's only natural. Then comes the trade explosion. Right around the same time global currency kicks in, people are really getting in full swing, and the products are flying out of the shops. Everything. Hewn log, mortared stone, crushed rocks, the best foods, butchered animals. Everything is in demand and everything sells as fast as you can make it. In some ways, this is good, and in other ways, it's bad. A lot of buying and selling is good for a server, but the bad is the false sense of normalcy it brings. This period of trading flurry goes on for a good while. The slower the server progression, the longer it lasts. On DadSpeed, this abnormally high trading period goes on until about week 5. In truth, it didn't have to be this way. Many of the players here at day 50 have learned their first skill, maxed out its level, and learned their second skill, and are well into that one's maximum level, and perhaps even trading in that skill and starting a new profession. To explain what that's all about, we have a 2-skill maximum. You can only specialize in 2 professions. You can read all the scrolls, but only adopt 2 of them. Once you have maxed out the skill progression of a specialty, which is pretty slow on DadSpeed, you can ask to have that skill dropped and learn a new skill. Now for me, I have the stars to learn a second skill, but I've only taken 1. And I'm only at level 5 of its progression. I'm taking my time, because I know long term I'll get there. It'll happen through natural production, and I don't need to artificially grind to get it out. Everyone should play how they want to, and if folks want to press hard, that's fine, but they don't need to on this server. They can relax. So back to that period of furious trading. It feels great. It feels like there's a limitless demand for your product. And it leads to scaling up to having a dozen or more large lumber stockpiles connected to your store and an unscratchable itch to expand and have more land. But it's not natural. It only exists because no one has anything and everyone needs everything. So what happens after that? Does the server die? Well, most do, but that's when government programs and other initiatives kick in. We not only have a road building program, but a somewhat global aqueduct system, a major build of the capital. Global warming from all the air pollution has started to be an issue, so a seawall program is about to start. The Atlantean power plant needs a massive domed enclosure, and a series of builds was started on that. All these build programs put back that demand for product. And even though it isn't quite the same early frenzy of unrestrained buying and spending, it does equate to several thousand currency exchanging hands every hour. It also has a second effect. All these government build programs inject additional currency into the hands of the citizens from the treasury. With extra funds, people buy more things. They upgrade their stores and houses. They buy additional equipment like skid steers for fun. They start enjoying the creativity of eco rather than the scratch and claw to succeed. That is where this server feels like it is right now, starting down that road of beginning to explore the possible, exercising that creativity, building what folks are dreaming rather than only what they need to. That transition from flurry trading to steady trading can be a bit of an adjustment for some players. It can feel like the whole economy is slowing down, but it's actually not. It might even be the opposite. That influx of government currency that comes in this next phase is what helps foster the phase of creativity and epic builds. The next economic phase is different, but good. Steady growth requires a little more patience than the flurry spending. Like I said, during the flurry phase, everyone needs everything. In this next phase we're starting in, everything is still needed, but not all at once. You may sit on a product for 2 or 3 days, but then someone starts a big building upgrade or the government posts a new contract, and suddenly, what feels like an unmoving backlog of product is sold, leaving your stockpiles empty and haunted. And you're wondering if you actually missed out on a bunch of sales because you never thought you'd sell the 2,000 bricks that were starting to collect dust. This is also the period of pricing stabilization. Up to now, new products were coming onto the market all the time as new professions were learned, and new products were always more expensive when first introduced. Now, pretty much all the products have been available for a while and have had a chance to be offered by several people on the server. The upskilling and table modules that increase the efficiency of creating products has also begun to plateau, and all this leads to product prices becoming more stable. And the citizens usually naturally come to a somewhat settled price on goods. Now, this stabilization can all be upset by several factors, and even DadSpeed isn't immune to these influences. One is the ever-common race to the bottom, essentially selling a product for its absolute cheapest rock bottom price. This is driven by the desire to sell more product, and doing so by undercutting the price of your competitors. But that action is fostered by what I previously described as the natural delays that start to occur between sales. You make a bunch of product. It sits for 2 or 3 days. You think the market for your product is dead, so you lower your price. Your competitor also hasn't sold anything for a couple days, sees your price and lowers their price a little bit below yours. And on it goes as a race for the bottom, which is a whole topic by itself we could talk about. But rock bottom prices or not, the prices are at least stable. And I've always felt it better to have a stable market, low or high, rather than one which is constantly fluctuating. The stabilization allows those government contracts I mentioned for build programs, where a profit margin can be established that includes the cost of a citizen purchasing the materials, with some extra to cover the labor. Between the government bills and citizen bills from the extra cash flow, this is a great time on the server. The glamour of a long-running eco server starts to show itself, and without as much clamoring by the citizens to acquire money and things, new players can join and have a wide choice of opportunities. Road building, other government contracts, citizen contracts for plowing or harvesting, transport opportunities, selling of base products like rock, clay, and logs are all available right now on the server. So this is a good time for old and new players alike on a long-running server like DadSpeed. If you're interested in Eco, you can get your own free copy of the game by providing a comment to this video, or any other video this month where I announce the Eco giveaway. Already got the game? Then join the DadSpeed server at the IP address you'll find in the video description. Get building, win the giveaway, and make it a gift to someone for the holidays. It's a great time for gaming. Like, subscribe, have fun, and I'll be talking to you later.